Welcome back, Stack Attack Squad, to the Stack Attack Fantasy Podcast, your one-stop shop to dominate fantasy baseball and football. Come get some.
All right, and we're streaming live with two people. It's the Stack Attack Fantasy Podcast. I'm your host, Jeff Trella. With me, barely, but he made it, is Trader Andy. What's going on, bro?
What's going on, man? Don't get old, bro. I don't know anything about computers. I lost my camera. I didn't know what to do. It's horrible.
Yeah, you were just a gray box on my screen, and you didn't even realize it.
I probably looked better.
Yeah, it was a good-looking gray box.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So what else is going on now that you figured out how to press play?
Well, just,
oh, man, we already bored our two watchers. We're done.
Who is it? How many people?
Our two live people is now 0, man. That was a terrible introduction. I'm sorry.
So, just do my thing. Had my son outside at my parents' house, and my nieces grabbed the tee. They started playing baseball. Now, I've tried to get my son over the years to play. He's just not interested in it. He'd rather fight, battle, do Super Mario Brothers and Minecraft and stuff. I put a ball on the tee. He hits it with one hand. Good hand-eye coordination. But then he starts chasing me with the bat, trying to fight me. So my niece walks up there, and she goes and hits the ball. And he goes, "I'll show you how it's done." Now, I've seen him hit. So I'm like, I don't know why you're talking all this crap. You're not going to do anything. So he goes up there and rips one. I'm like, okay. He goes, I was like, all right, come play the field with me. He goes, no. He goes, I only hit. I'm like, dude, I can't make a 6-year-old a DH. I was like, you got to come in the field. So then he goes up there again and rips another one. I'm like, okay. I don't know where he got this from because I've never seen it. So then he goes, I'm actually going to mess around and do something. So he turns around and bats lefty and rips one. And I just look at my mom. I'm like, oh, my God, we're going to the pros. And I gave my son a hug. It was amazing. He just turned around like, I'm going to bat left-handed. Good mechanics, everything. So
we got another Eddie Murray on our hands, huh?
I was pretty impressed. So we're gonna try to get him into T-ball this year and see what we could do.
All right, that works. All right, well, that's as young a prospect as we could get, but I'm sure we're going to talk about some others today. Spring training's well underway. We're about 10 days in. World Baseball Classic starts tonight at 11 p.m. I'm sure you'll check the box score in the morning. All right. So I wanted to ask you, what is it in spring training that you're really looking at? Because you're a little bit more involved than me. Are you looking for results? You're looking for new lineups? Are you looking for pitch changes? What gets you excited and gets the juices flowing?
I like to watch at bats. Certain guys, how they handle at bats, how they work the count, where they're hitting the ball, if they're trying to pull an outside pitch, or they're going with it. Like, it's just, just the eye test is all about spring training. I put on the Baseball Network, and I just try to watch as many at bats as possible. And certain people really impress me, other people not so much. But as far as the pitchers, just a lot of them are trying to work on new pitches and stuff, so I don't really get too much in that. You're more the pitching guy than me, but I'm all about the batters, the young batters, watching how they handle the pitching, and seeing what role they can get in the majors.
Awesome. Yeah, I guess the point is, we've been doing this for almost 30 years now, fantasy baseball.
God.
And, there was no such thing as analytics. There was barely even such thing as stats. We used to do it on box scores and what games you got to watch on TV. And I was the first one to have a satellite there, so that's why I was dominating early on, because nobody else ever saw any of these players, and I was watching it. And, as former players ourselves, we have a little bit of an advanced approach with that. But they always say eye test is best. And, nowadays, when you're trying to increase your viewership from 1 to 2, that's not really going to get you far, because most people are worried about, analytics and StatCast and advanced metrics, et cetera. But, a lot of what we do is the eye test and what we saw. And I really over the weekend me, you, and Nick, who should be joining us shortly. We were having a chat in our little text chat about the Yankees, and it's like, oh, Volpe with a double, right? And you're like, oh, how did you know that? And he's like, oh, I just saw it on whatever, wherever he's watching it. And your response to that was something along the lines of, yeah, I was watching a game and he just freaking fought off a nasty pitch, something like that, right?
Hold on. Nick is here. We're talking about Volpe real quick. You just came on perfect timing.
Perfect timing?
Yeah, so continue, Jeff.
So actually, you take it because it was your point. You were watching the at-bat and you were like so impressed with it. And it meant so much more than, the box score, oh, he got a double, right?
Yeah, see, the normal person will say, oh, yeah, he ripped a double. But me, I saw that he got fooled on a curveball, reacted, kept his hands back, and still got a double. The kid's really impressed me. I think he's definitely going to be in the Bronx sometime this year, maybe in April. And that just goes along with another thing I was talking to you, and I took a video, and I sent you guys a video about Triston Casas. I had to get the lube out for him because I was so excited. The guy worked a 3-2 count against a tough lefty, got thrown a curveball, kept his hands back, reacted, and jacked it over the fence. Like, I'm just blown away by some of these guys' approach. And Casas and Volpe have definitely impressed.
Awesome. Yeah. Approaches is everything. And seeing that hit tool in real life often, I'll never forget it. I know it's a different level. I used to laugh about them calling Vlad an 80 hit tool. And then he hit that home run last year early in the season off Garrett Cole, where he got absolutely sawed off and he just kept his hands in. And the way he turned his wrists over, I'm like, that's what an 80 hit tool is right there. I'm like, I'm adding Vlad Guerrero as everywhere I can this year, except our home league because
I got him.
You have him.
Yeah.
All right, so going back to Volpe, what do we think, Nick? I'm going to give this one to you because that's your boy. We're going to see him day one. We're going to see him a month in. The Yankees look like they're very financially conservative right now, so that may come into play. What do you think?
I think they're conservative. If they were smart, they do the Atlanta route. Play Volpe, play Dominguez, play Peraza, play them all. But they're not going to do it, I don't think.
Play Dominguez? Did you say Dominguez?
I'd rather have him than Hicks. Have you watched him this spring?
What?
He's exciting.
Who, Dominguez? He's no. Hicks is having a good spring. They're not going to bring Dominguez out. You're looking at Peraza. You're looking at Cabrera, Volpe maybe. I mean, they're bringing in some youth. My boy Austin Wells got hurt. You saw that.
Yeah.
46 for 46 in stolen bases. I told you guys. For a catcher, That's ridiculous.
Is he going to stay catcher?
No, can't catch.
Yeah, that lineup gets crowded so quickly, though. Like, I don't know what to make of the Yankees. Like, what's LeMahieu doing? Like, he's probably going to be their leadoff hitter, right?
Super utility.
Right. So their leadoff hitter doesn't have a position.
No.
Which is incredible because there's so much value in him in drafts right now. He's going in the late 20s.
And he's healthy.
Yeah. I mean, roster resource doesn't even give him a starting job.
Yeah, you put him on the bench. That's hilarious.
Yeah. Roster resource is calling Gleyber Torres the leadoff hitter. And I mean, I guess it's a make it or break it year for Gleyber, right?
I think he's gone at some point.
Yeah.
I don't see him in the long-term plans.
All right. Nick, your boy Zach Veen, what the hell is going on out there? 7 stolen bases?
He might be up by June.
Yep. Wow.
If you read Rocky's Twitter, they're pushing for him to come up day one, but that won't happen.
Yeah. What are you going to accomplish by that? They're the definition of a cheap organization, so there's no shot at that.
Yeah, but they're going to play Tovar day one.
Right, but he has major league experience.
Yeah.
But the thing is, for a team that's really rebuilding, isn't it? If you have a player that's on the cusp right now, and they're probably going to make their debut this year, with the new rules that if they finish, in the top 3 of the rookie of the year, they get a full year of service time, and the team gets a sandwich pick at the end of the first round. So wouldn't it incentivize teams that are rebuilding to bring these guys up as close to day one as you can, and hope that they finish in that top end of the rookie of the year balloting, and possibly get an extra pick on top of it? Plus, you're developing the player quickly. Like, that's why I'm telling you guys to add Ellie De La Cruz right now, because I gut feeling on him is what we saw from Fernando Tatis his rookie year, where it was like, oh, maybe he'll be up by mid-season, and then week 2 of spring training, it's like, oh, he'll probably come up at the Super 2 date, and it was, all right, we got a Chris Bryant on our hands, he's going to be up in 10 days, and it was, all right, we signed him to a long-term extension, and he's playing day one. And I have a feeling that's going to happen with a lot of these prospects because of what we saw last year with Julio Rodriguez and Seattle Seattle's a good team, and now they have 2 first-round picks because they gave him the opportunity from day one. So I just think that that's going to come into play. So players like Ellie De La Cruz, Jordan Walker, of course, maybe Volpe. These teams should be in set. Not so much the Yankees. They're not so much rebuilding, but I can really see it with Cincinnati.
I'd rather see Volpe play than IKF or Peraza over IKF.
Right. How about now? Same talk. What about Oscar Colas, the Cuban lefty? He's hitting the hell out of the ball in spring. He's 7 for 18. Last year he hit 314, 23 home runs in the minors. I mean, is Gavin Sheets gonna hold him back? Is Leury Garcia gonna hold him back?
No.
He's up day one.
And the manager said that he has to earn his position, and he's playing right now more in like the B games, and he's not in the lineup when they put their regular lineup out there. He's not there. So it looks like they're trying to make him sweat it out. I'm wondering if there's like a character issue in there somewhere that, they're like, all right, you're a punk kid. You got to earn this.
No, he had 2 years off. He had 2 years of not playing. So last year he had a good year. His nickname is actually the Cuban Otani. So he has a missile. He throws missiles from right field. Gavin Sheets can't play any field. So Coles is not going to be stopped by him. I think it's his spot to take.
Right. But then at some point, how many rookies are coming up? Are they all, somebody's got to suck, right?
Oh, yeah.
There should be a good amount coming up.
Yeah. I mean, the White Sox are a good lineup, and he's a left-handed batter. I think that might be a 20 home run guy right there. So I'm buying in it. I haven't gotten a share yet, but I keep queuing him in, and then he gets punked on me, and that's what. So speaking of drafting, you guys done with TGFBI, or you got a little bit more time?
More time.
Want to talk about your teams for a little bit?
Sure.
Yeah. F it.
I'm a couple picks away from my last pick.
I just
all right, so let's talk about. Did you just say you took your first catcher?
Mm-hmm.
What round?
25.
25. All right, I'm in the same boat, but I think I drafted one catcher early. I got Alejandro Kirk.
Did you draft me, Nick?
What's that?
You're in there? Draft me.
Right. No, I drafted your boy Nick Fortes.
Nice. I was one of the first ones who, out of us three, I took Real Muto very early. I decided to invest in a catcher early and figure it out after that, and I'm excited with it. So,
right.
No treadmill today. No bike.
I was expecting the Greek god of Peloton, but no.
Yeah, I was just wondering And Enduro Cycle, whatever cheap brand I have.
All right, so whose team we want to do first? Or you don't want to talk about it?
Nick, you go.
Yeah. What I have here? Yeah, I got lucky. I was the 11th pick.
Okay.
Started off with Bobby Witt. Taking a look. Actually,
11.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
That was pretty lucky.
I took him 6th. I
11.
don't care. Get your guy.
Bobby Witt came back and took the Tees.
I was only on the computer.
What's going? So I'll go on with my team here.
Wow. Okay.
Yo, that's why I locked the door. I locked the door so nobody can come in.
The 4-year-old's complaining.
I locked the door. Nobody can come in. Oh my God! All right, Nick, go on with your team.
Yeah, Witt, Tatis. Then I went around Josh Hader, Shane McClanahan, Shane O'Mac, Julio Urias. So 3 pitchers in a row there. Jimenez, Pena, Jake McCarthy, Yelich, Alexis Diaz, Pablo Lopez, Newt Barr, Dustin May, Jordan Walker, round 14, which is probably going to skyrocket. Tovar, Case has been starting first base. I mean, it goes on from there. Edward Cabrera,
That was a nice pick with
good today.
Walker.
Yeah,
all right. So
14, he's going to be around soon.
So it sounds like your issues are probably going to be batting average, and I love your saves. I love your ratios. Strikeouts are good. I mean, you did a pretty good job there, but you guys kind of draft opposite me. You guys draft counting stats. I draft innings and average. I can't explain why, but that's just what I do. I just figure with the pitchers, the more innings pitched, the better the counting stats are going to be. And hitting, I never want to fight for average because you can never make that up. So I think you did a good job. I want to, Andy, do a quick spitball of your team, and then I want to talk about some of the common threads, some of the players that we all have. We all have Casas, right?
Yep, he's my starter.
I believe so. Yep.
Well, I don't have Casas in this league. I don't have him. I'm the biggest Casas fan. I don't have him in this league. Go figure. Right. I got Real Muto. I took Omar Narvaez as my catcher for the first 2 weeks until Shea Langoliers has because he's a UT only. Then I got Christian Walker, Jeff McNeil, Bobby Witt, Suarez, Wilmer Flores, Brian Anderson, JD Martinez. I took Corbin Carroll early, Brian Reynolds, Harrison Masturbator. Got Esteury Ruiz. I was excited about that one. Gurriel. And then I got closers. I got Diaz from the Reds, Hader, who I took early, and I took Finnegan, who Jeff likes from Washington. My starters are
whoa.
You got him on a couple teams, so you like him. That's your guy. It's not mine.
No. I may have him. That doesn't mean I like it.
I got Zach Wheeler, Logan Gilbert, Logan Webb, Stripling, Tyler Anderson, Taiwan Walker. And then I took Ellie De La Cruz as you requested. I took Yuri Perez as I requested. And then I took a couple guys like Taylor Rogers, Aroldis Chapman. So pretty excited about my team. But I'm actually in a league where there's actually big people in the league. Nick should win his league because they're idiots there.
I don't know anybody. Actually, if you look at my league here, round 14, pick 1401, Esteury Ruiz. 1405, Jordan Walker.
Bunch of idiots.
Love it.
I'm good with that.
Love it.
Morons!
I'm good with that.
Dude, bold prediction. You're going to see Jordan Walker in round 7 pretty soon.
Easy.
This year.
If
round
they announce he's up, I would say
just outside the top 100. Yep. All right, so my team, like I said, I wanted to draft batting average, and I wanted to draft a lot of innings. And it turns out that I'm kind of racist with starting pitching because I got the whitest amount of starting pitching you could imagine.
What?
Yeah, they're all white dudes except for Julio Urias, who's very light skinned. But I got Shane, Tony Gonsolin, Miles Michaelis, Merrill Kelly, and Ross Stripling. Like,
Merrill Kelly's a good option.
All right, so your team name is Redneck Heaven. Gotcha.
Yep. All right, but anyway, my favorite pick of the draft that I got was probably my two closers. We all have Alexis Diaz, and that's because of me. I'm sold on this guy. You're actually going to see him close games in the World Baseball Classic because the Mets have mandated that his brother not pitch on back-to-back days. So you're going to see him close out a game for Team Puerto Rico, and he's going to skyrocket up the board. His stuff is electric. He's young. If he could stop walking people, he's going to be one of the elite closers in the game very fast. And then Camilo Cabala-Daval. I don't know. He seems to have some job security over there, and it's the pitcher's park and pretty good team. So that's what I look for. I want a good ballpark. Not the Reds are not a good ballpark. I just love the arm and some relative security with the job. But similar to what Nick did, I kind of went looking at the overall component, and I really wanted to hammer stolen bases and getting somebody like Ruiz or I think I took John Birdie in a bench round. Those are the guys that are really going to skyrocket you in a category to help you out with the overall. But I lack a little bit of power. Everything else is pretty balanced.
Yeah,
so that's our.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I went up the speed approach. John Birdie, when you took him, I saw him available. I had the option of him, Mateo. Birdie's pretty exciting. He's going to at least have 40 steals this year on a part-time position. And Jake McCarthy maybe steals 20, 30.
I believe I have McCarthy on that team as well. Common threads. All right, that's our teams wrapped up. Any other players that you have anything on? Andy, you want to talk about a couple of guys?
Yeah, I mean, we already talked about Cassis, so I don't need to get into that. Another guy who's, as Jeff Passan, my buddy, reported today, the Tampa Bay Rays are in talks long-term contract with Curtis Mead. I love the guy's bat. He hit 2 bombs off of Knicks boys the other day. He just is going to be a masher. He's going to play third base, maybe second base. They're talking about first base. It doesn't matter. The bat's going to play wherever. I think he's going to break out this year. He's going to be up very, very soon. You guys have anything to say on him?
No, I'm good. I agree with you, man. I'm kind of in love with that. Nick has left the building again.
Yeah, the 4-year-old. She'll walk all the way down here to ask for her water cup when she could just clearly go walk and get
it. Another guy I absolutely love is Brett Beatty. Mets.
Yeah.
Day one.
He just hits the ball so hard. It doesn't matter. You know, the type of player he is the type of player that scouts hate, because in past couple of years he hit the ball on the ground too hard, and he wasn't trying to do the launch angle and pull the ball. He's like, I don't care where the ball is hit. I'm going to hit the ball hard wherever it's pitched to me. And he just ripped one off the left field wall, off a lefty, outside fastball, 94 miles an hour, and just jacked it. Like, he just hits the ball hard wherever it's placed. I think that he's going to wind up being the starting third baseman for the Mets this year, and his bat is going to play. I love it. I'm very excited about it.
Do you think right away?
Yeah, I think right away. Last year he played very well until he got hurt. I think that he's going to platoon possibly with Escobar.
Aren't they playing him in the outfield, Escobar, or trying him out there?
Well, Beatty can play left field too. He played left field in the Myers. He can, but Escobar can't hit righties. Beatty can. So I think there's going to be a little platoon there. I just don't know where they're going to start moving things around, because you have Vientos actually as well, who who mashes lefties, and he's having a big spring as well. So I got to stop talking about the Mets because I'm biased.
That's funny. All right, yeah, and that's the thing is that Cohen is not the kind of guy that is like, oh, we're paying Escobar all this money. He was a free agent pickup. We got to play him. If you're not one of the best 9, you're not going to play with an owner like that.
That's good though.
Absolutely,
yep. Definitely.
Nick, any players you want to talk about?
I mean, we talked on my boy Volpe before. I just keep honing in on a couple young arms, Edward Cabrera, Reed Detmers. I think they're both in for some pretty good seasons. If they're healthy at least. Edward Cabrera looked good today. Detmers is a super sleeper. Unfortunately, the Angels have a 6-man rotation, who a ghost of the past might be entering in, as you mentioned, Andy. So
That's
we'll
right.
see.
His name's Griffin Cannon. He's only 26 years old.
That's it.
What happened, Nick?
I dropped my AirPod.
Oh, okay. 26 years old, finally healthy, having a nice spring, and I expect him to be a very nice little sleeper that I'm going to get at the end of the draft.
I am looking at a round 30 pick for him as well.
All right. I'll throw a pitcher at you that is kind of out of nowhere. Nick Martinez, with Musgrove injured. Nick Martinez has started 3 games this spring, 11-2 strikeout to walk ratio, which is beautiful. He's actually leading the spring in innings, so it looks like they're stretching him out, giving him the opportunity. Winning team, go for it. My guy Trevor Rogers is looking really good so far. It was funny with him last year. He started off horrible, and then I even said to you guys on this show, I'm like, there's something wrong with his arm slot. It looks like it's lower. And the next game, he changed it, and then he had 2 or 3 good games in a row, and then he went back in the toilet. I'm like, I don't understand. Like, how do you not see this?
The lefty. What do you expect?
How do you not see this when I see it? But the results early this spring are looking pretty good, so I'm kind of excited about him again. Brandon Pfaadt looks pretty good.
Fat.
His stats have been
I'm
fat.
going to draft him everywhere.
Yeah, he's looking good. He's probably going to fit into that rotation on the 2-3 hole.
What?
Pretty quickly.
He's probably going to be first guy called up. But what's the most important thing about his stats last year? You guys know anything? Yeah, all the guys, they have really good arms in their farm system. They play in the Pacific Coast League. And this guy did these stats, led the league in strikeouts, had an under 4 ERA in the Pacific Coast League, and it's just the most impressive thing I've ever seen.
Yep, definitely. So that's somebody to be excited about. The whole team's there's a lot to be excited about. And I heard an interview with Torey Lovullo, and he said they want to run, that they're addicted to stealing bases. And his quote was, every 90 feet you could get in baseball is precious. So fire up your Diamondbacks, man. There's plenty of them. Plenty of them on there that run. So definitely add that.
Josh Rojas.
I just sent you guys a video of Corey Seager hitting some opposite field power today.
Yeah. So what do you think about these teams that are going with no left fielders so they can beat the shift?
I would train myself to hit bloops in the left field all day long.
Oh, dude, I would be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he would. He would.
Left field all day long. Boom.
Nick, when we were playing ball when we were young, that was my specialty, was hitting a line drive over the shortstop's head, and I was fast enough it was a double every single time.
You know what I would do, Nick?
Pop into that little no man's land.
If there was 4 guys in right field, I would just hit it over their heads. What's up?
Nice. All right.
It works.
All right. I'll take that, definitely. All right, and then the other pitcher that I'm kind of excited about, and I don't want to say this too loud, but it's Jose Barrios. Apparently there was he had a lot of psychological issues last year and confidence, and he got broken down. ERA over 5, and he was terrible. But he changed his curveball this year. He's learning a little bit more about his arsenal, and he's looking really good so far. So he's somebody I'm kind of buying low on, praying for a little bit of a bounce back.
Oh, he hurt us too bad last year.
Yeah,
Pretty
we
bad.
still have him in that dynasty league, so we need him.
He's never been a
We
good
need
whip
him.
guy. He's never been a good whip guy.
Right. That was a good trade for us, though. We gave up Franco, right? Wander Franco and something else, and we got Trey and Barrios. Who did we give up? I don't remember. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All right. Any other players you guys want to talk about before we head the hell out?
That's all.
Really? That's all you got? Nick, you just got here.
Well, you hit them all. My boy Volpe, we got.
That's all he's got. Volpe,
My boy
Volpe,
Dominguez,
Volpe.
Volpe.
No, why
Peraza, 20 Peraza.
don't you talk about Severino? He's looking good. Clark Schmidt looking
Gotta stay
good.
healthy.
Domingo Herman looking good. I got
Nestor
hype some
Cortez-
stuff up.
Nestor
My
Cortez
wife is watching, so I got hype some up of the Yankees. Let's go.
Nestor Cortez is probably going to be the 5th starter just because of the hamstring. They're getting the extra 5 days rest. I was reading.
What do you think about the? What do you
I
think?
will buy that tip.
What do you think about these Oriole pitchers? Like Kyle Gibson going to Baltimore. I think he'll be solid. Grayson Rodriguez, day one.
I took Bradish and TGFBI.
Bradish is going to be a nice little sleeper.
Mhm.
Yeah, I had him last year. He was very, very solid. They got Cole Irvin too, didn't they?
Cole Irvin.
Yes,
All
they
right.
did.
You get a lefty that's going to he had a good year last year in Oakland in a good park. Now he's going to a good park who actually can score runs. He could get some extra wins there. I like it. I actually picked him up in the bench rounds of TGFBI.
Now that I think about it, that could be my way. You remember how all in I was on John Means last year because I wanted a fly ball pitcher in that park that was left-handed because then moving the fences back.
Yep.
And then Means blew his arm out, but the first start, horrible. Yeah, one start. He made one start. So maybe Cole Irvin is my way to profit on that. So I'm in.
Worth a
I'm
shot.
in. And who's the other guy? Dean Kramer. He
Dean
was
Kramer.
he was pretty solid at points too.
Not bad.
These guys were that whole obviously Grayson is Grayson, but that whole pitching staff last year was waiver wire darlings. And if you stream them in and out at the right spot, there were times where they were just popping up five innings shutout, 5 innings 1 run left and right. And it was a gold mine. So they're perfect. All of those guys that fill in the bottom of your pitching staff. Absolutely.
Except for DL Hall. I'm out. He doesn't know where the ball's going. Yeah, he might be a reliever. Can't throw the ball over the plate.
Yeah. Well, it gets magnified when you can't throw the ball over the plate as a reliever. There's no place for a high whip reliever.
Did you see what Matt Boyd did today?
Yeah, 7 strikeouts. What the hell, man?
God. Oh my god!
I thought he was dead.
Oh my god! He's
It was funny 'cause
alive.
I was looking at the TV and I thought it said 7 earned runs, and I was like, "Oh, he's dead." And I'm like, "Whoa, no, 1 earned run, 7 Ks." My God.
I actually picked him up in a couple leagues because he joined the Giants last year. I'm like all excited about that. Going to the Giants, gonna pitch good in a good organization, and then he was just rehabbing. And he goes back to where it all started. So I'm excited about him in Detroit.
Right? Is he going to be in the rotation?
Yeah, I mean Matt
Probably-
Manning isn't.
probably-
I mean Matt Manning's killing people. So I think that's another thing. Why Justin Turner gets hit in the face? That was horrible. And my wife is like, "Oh, that's good. I don't like that cocky MFer." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "He got hit in the face." I'm like, "You don't wish that on anybody."
Dude, this guy's getting drafted in the late rounds, and he's a lock for 280 and 20. That's what I was telling you guys. Him and Adam Duvall, like the Red Sox are a bad team now, and all they're veteran players that are just going to be staring at the green monster all day long. Turner has the hit tool on top of it. He's a career 280 hitter. Like, how do you not want to invest in these guys? Lee. Well, I mean, because he took one in the face and now he's dead. But it sounds like he's going to be okay. You know, I think he'll probably make it back for opening day.
Cool.
All right, but the Tigers, we just touched on real quick. Do we like that rotation at all? I mean, Eduardo Rodriguez.
I don't even want to talk about him. I don't want to talk about him. The hype is no. They're saying that he looks great. You know how I feel about that. So I just want
Spencer Turnbull's back. You want Spencer Turnbull?
We're good.
I listen. All I see there
changes. I'm good there.
All I see there is I'm going to be betting first 5 against the Detroit. First 5 innings against the Detroit Tigers all year round, and it's going to be profitable. All right. We're hitting 8:30 right now, so let's wrap this puppy up. You guys got anything else you want to talk about, Andy? Anything intelligent to say?
Not today.
All right. Cool. Nick Volpe.
And I'm gonna go brush Tyler's teeth.
All right, that sounds like a good time. All right, this has been the Stack Attack Fantasy Podcast. I'm at JTrellis20. The guy downstairs is at NMimi, the first man in the history of Twitter, and my brother from another mother at AMAX22NJ. Hit us up. Check us out. We out, boys. Peace.
All right. Later.